I remember this girl. I was sitting on the edge. Or I was in the 2 seats because I've flown to Germany. I've been in the middle, going to Iraq, and I remember I moved my seat back. I leaned it back, and the guy punched the seat.
Oh.
And I like looked at him, and I was like, and that was about it. I mean, he's from Germany. He'd probably kill me. I mean, but he was just like, oh, he just hit it. It was like, don't do that. And then I'm like, your seat's back.
Right.
What's your thinking on leaning seats back on a plane?
I've never had it happen. I've never leaned back. I think you just have a conversation with the person.
Nah, you don't do that at
You
all.
don't.
No.
You just go, hey, do you mind if I lean back a little bit? You just go in.
I think the seat leans back.
Yeah.
You're allowed to lean it back.
Yeah.
That's what, like, you're just making up that you're like, well, you can't do it. That guy could lean his seat back and we're in the same situation.
Mm-hmm.
What's the difference of if you both lean back? It's the same amount of room.
We can't use the tray table if the person in front of you is leaning back.
You can't. I mean, look, I get when some of them lean back. I get it. People will slam it back. But if they do, then then you're behind someone that does that. And that's what it is. And then sometimes you don't get it. Sometimes you do it. I am now so self-conscious about doing it that I'll do it a little bit, but I won't do it much because I'm just so scared. I've had someone on one of those long flights I took. The lady goes, "Hey, could you not lean your seat back? My husband he's very tall." And it's like a 12-hour flight.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, what are you doing? Like, and then that guy puts his seat back. So he gets to put his back, but I don't get to put mine back.
Well, he is tall.
He is tall. Like, there's a weird, I think, just put it back if you want to put it.
I'm sick of tall people, dude.
Yeah?
I'm just throwing that out there. They act like they run this country.
Really?
Yeah. Can you not lean your seat back? I'm tall.
Yeah. Yeah.
They
won the exit row. That's like on Southwest.
Yeah.
They get on whenever they want.
Right.
And then they go, can I sit there? And you're like, yeah, you could pay to get up earlier. Why don't you do that?
Mm-hmm.
And then they don't do that. Anyway, so the thing I was talking about, I was sitting on the edge, and this girl, I was at the window, just 2 seats on the aisle. I was at the window, she was on the aisle. And I got up to go to the bathroom, and she goes, if you want me to sit over there, I won't get up. And then I'm like, I was still, now I'm an aisle guy, but this was back when I was a window guy. I used to be a big window guy. Now I've moved to the aisle. I've seen enough out there.
Yeah.
And then so she goes, I go, okay, whatever. And so I switched seats with her. And dude, she did not move it was like Washington to India. Jacket over her head, didn't move.
Wow.
When the sun sets and you got to close the window because you're going. I had to do all that stuff, and you're just kind of looking at her for movement at some points, just to be like, "Are you okay?
Yeah.
What's happening?"
She took something, I guess.
Yeah. She's either the greatest sleeper that's ever lived, and we landed, and she's like, "All right," and you're like,
"Wow."
I mean, I'm like a different person, Like I like the amount. Like she wakes up, I'm like, you don't even know what's been going on, dude. Like. There's been a lot's happened.
Wow. There was a video from earlier this year of a guy constantly punching the back of a woman's seat. And so a lot of debate came out about that. A guy invented a thing that you put on people's called the knee defender.
That's insane. That's insane. If someone ever did that, that's where the line gets drawn. That's crazy to me that guy you cannot put that on there.
Yeah.
That's not, the seat goes back. That's the deal. If you want to argue, we're not policing each other. You're not doing, some guy's not going, he's not rigging the seat to go back a little bit farther. You know what I mean? Like it's going back, whatever it goes back. If he wants to lean it back, he can lean it back. That's his right.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, maybe your flight's not as comfortable. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. Sometimes you get a comfortable flight, that person doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't want to deal with stuff like that, you can go sit in different parts too. You can pay more.
Right.
You can go sit where there's comfort. You're a little bit farther away. There's other options. Mm-hmm. But if a guy wants to throw it back, then he gets to throw it back. It is what
I'm saying is how we're doing so much to just avoid having a conversation with another human being. If you're seriously that uncomfortable with somebody leaning back, why don't you go, hey, do you mind just like for a little bit, just don't lean back, give me a little, you go and buy a thing and just like do it without talking to him.
Well, that guy puts it on there and he wants to start a fight. That would be like if you see someone like I saw one guy at Target with no mask. That's like that guy.
Yeah.
That guy wants you to say something to him. And that's not majority of the people. That's not even 1% of the people. It's 0 point whatever percent. But there's enough guys. That's the guys that wear a T-shirt with a saying on it that want you to say something.
Mm-hmm.
I saw this woman at Target yesterday. I feel like she was putting on a show.
Yeah.
She was. She had her 2 kids, and they were asking about toys, and she was just like trashing her 2 kids.
Yeah.
In the toy, and I was like watching it. And like she would, the kid would be like, I want that. She's like, do you even know what that is? I'm not gonna buy it. And then you're just gonna put it in the closet again. That's all y'all. I'd rather spend a trip to Disney World than buy this junk again. Like trying to get them.
Yeah.
A couple of the women are like wives and husbands walk by, they're laughing. And and she just sit, and I'm kind of standing over there because I'm like, I think I'm watching her do a show. Like as someone that tells jokes for a living, this lady's getting some laughs.
Yeah.
And so she stood in the one spot and was just getting a new audience every couple minutes.
Oh, so she had like 2 aisles that could watch
She
her?
was at one aisle and you'd walk in front of her. But people are coming left and right and she just would throw on the jokes. And I'm like, this lady's put on a show. And I Laura's like walking around. I was like, I want to follow her around because I think she's going to go to a different section
and do
then put on another show.
The same sketch.
But I couldn't tell if I liked it. Like in my head as a performer, you're like, oh, this is the person that would tell me that she could do comedy.
She's got the itch, man.
She's got the itch.
She needs a scratch.
She's put on a full on show
and killing.
Yeah, doing pretty good.
Yeah,
she did all right. She got some laughs.
Good for her.